Om Ajnanathimiranghasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaye Chadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo. Śrī Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Madhyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswata Deva Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschakya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vande Shri Karuna Sindhum Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu Kripam Kuru Jagannatha Tavadasyam Dadaswame Ananda Leela Maya Vigrahaya Hemavadivya Chari Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So it's my honor and privilege to be back in my hometown. This wonderful assembly of Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Please pardon me, I'm not keeping well, so I couldn't come on time, and so all of you, as long as expected and desired, usually. But this is what Krishna has arranged, so we'll be happy with that. So, my brother Arjun has come here. This is his first visit to the Dallas area. So let us welcome him to our hometown by chanting 3 times Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! As I was honoring prasadam with my tongue, I was also honoring through my ear. Such nice Gaur Leela Katha from Srinivasacharya Prabhu. And Prabhu was explaining how Nityananda Prabhu is in the marketplace. And the only price for which he is giving the holy name of Krishna is the price of $10 million, right? Faith. By having faith, you're accessing Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. So how many of us here have not heard of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu? You can be very honest, no problem. Everybody has heard. Yes? No?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let me dive in then, because I just wanted to check the pulse. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has described Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be like the sun. Golden, round, and very effulgent. Why sun? Because in the dark sky, when one ray of that sun starts rising, end of night, day begins. So Kali Yuga is a place of complete darkness, where we don't speak to each other, we speak about each other. Yes. It's pitch dark, so dark that we can't even see our own hands. We don't even know, we have no idea of reality. One ray of that sun starts manifesting in the dark night of Kali, and Kali turns more glorious than Satyayuga. Our acharyas describe, out of the 4 ages, Satya, Treta, Dwapar and Kali, the most fortunate age is the age of Kali. In the age of Kali, we have short lives. We live for not more than, let's not scare each other, but we don't live for more than 80 years, so to speak. Srila Radhanath Maharaj once in one class was telling Anand Vrindavan Prabhu in Mumbai that before we turn 50, our life is like the green light on the traffic signal. And on our 50th birthday, we turn yellow. And then Radhanath Maharaj went on this classic style of description. He said, before 50, it's the green light. On the 50th birthday, we turn yellow. There are 2 characteristics for yellow. One, it doesn't go back to green. There's only one way. That is to turn red. And the second point is even more fascinating, that it doesn't stay yellow for long. Place where we have short lives, and in that short life also we have so many things to gossip about, so many things to fight and find faults about and quarrel with each other, about each other, to each other, regarding each other. His Holiness Satswarup Maharaj would give this example previously. He would say that if you go to college campuses in the 70s, I'm pretty sure now it's worse, but the example that he would give them is that the senior, the student who's senior would catch hold of newcomer boys, best friends, 2 of them, and say, slap him. And say, no, we're best friends, why should I slap him? He said, you should slap him. This guy slaps the other guy. And then they say, you don't tolerate, you slap him back. And then they slap. He said, you better slap him or else I'll slap you. And in no time, this actually turns into an ugly, wild, real fight between 2 friends. For no reason. And Satswarup Maharaj would give this example and say, similarly, Kali Yuga just picks 2 people and say, okay, now you speak about him. And then now you respond. And in no time, there's quarrel. In Sanskrit, the word quarrel is defined by the word kalaha. And therefore, this age where there's constant quarrel is called Kali. Where either you're critical or you're hypocritical. Either of the 2. Or both. So amidst this dirty age, where there's no way out, nobody knows what is reality and why we are even existing. We have 25 years of education to have 1-page document. And then with that 1-page document, like a dog wagging its tail and licking the boot of mere mortals, we go from one job recruiter to another. Now I'm saying this out of experience, I'm graduating this year. And then we go around, and then like everyone, we hate the job, we hate our boss, we hate our colleague, we hate the roles and responsibility, we hate the environment, but for the sake of money, we got to do it. And then the money comes in, and then it goes out here, and then here's Sudama. We have nothing with us. And then again next month, or once in 2 weeks, it comes in. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, this insurance, this comes out, finished. Sudama, that's that. You go from Bali to Sudama. Right? But we have no way out, and we still don't think, why am I doing this? I make all this money to have big houses and all the material acquisitions possible, only to drop all at nil at the time of death. Any sane man would think, is there something that I can collect beyond death? And what happens to me after death? So to dispel out all this darkness of Kali, the son of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifests. Krishna spoke how to surrender. Krishna said, do this, do that, do this, do that. But Kali Yuga Jivas means they will never learn by saying. We are so used to copying. I'm a student. Straight from assignments to exams, that's how we pass. You got to copy. What is he writing? And then after a count we realize, well, the questions were different. That's a miserable state to be in asking. So in Kali, we just do what others are doing without having any knowledge of why we're doing, what we're doing, where we're doing, when we're doing. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he doesn't come as Krishna saying, do this. I say and you do. That was Gopal Yuga. Krishna came and spoke 700 verses of Gita in a prescriptive way. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not coming and giving a prescription. He is actually doing it and saying, just copy me. You used to copy, I'm becoming a devotee, just copy what I'm doing. Sing as I do, worship as I do, serve as I do. So he's like the sun. And Nityananda Prabhu, he's the moon. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodikam Gaudodaye Pushpavanto Chitro Sando Tamonada. You will never find sun and moon both rising at the same time. One is rising and one is setting. Kaviraj Goswami is saying, in the dark sky of Kali Yuga, the sun of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the moon of Nityananda Prabhu are rising together. And who else is coming? Gadadhar Pandit. How many of us have heard of the Panchatattva? Let me put it on the flip side. How many of us have not heard of Panchatattva? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Panchatattva were 5 individuals who manifested together to serve this purpose of spreading pure love of God in Kali Yuga. Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But it was not just Krishna. Radha and Krishna, the male and female counterparts of divinity, came in one form. Please repeat. Śrī Krishna Caitanya,
Śrī Krishna Caitanya,
Radha Krishna Nahi Anya.
Radha Krishna Nahi Anya.
Which means Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu who manifested is non-different from Radha and Krishna. At the same time, there was another personality by the name Gadadhar who came as the second out of these 5. Now, according to the scriptures, this Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. Wait a minute, there is confusion here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna, and Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. Why 2 Radharanis? Have you thought of this before? Why do we need second Radharani? Radha and Krishna are coming as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yes or yes?
Yes.
Then why Radharani has to come as Gadadhar Pandit again? Why 2 Radharanis? Well, because as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna, for the first time ever, is trying to be a devotee, taking the mood and the sentiments of Radharani, who is the best devotee. All the time Krishna is accepting service and Radharani is offering service. Krishna is flipping sides and saying, now I want to offer service as a devotee. I want to take the mood of Radharani. Now we know in dramas, when we have to play maybe a doctor, and we're not doing it properly, what does the director do behind the curtain? Goes like this and says, like this, go ahead. Speak like this. Look here. Don't show your back to the audience. Things like that. Yes?
Prompting.
Prompting. Just to make sure everything is okay. So similarly, Krishna, who for the first time is trying to be Radharani, has no prior experience. And therefore, just to make sure that his experience is smooth and sound, Radharani is appearing behind the curtain and saying, hey Krishna, you trying to be me? Do like this. Do like that. I will guide you. Once you become perfect, you can do on your own. Therefore, you find in the Gambhira, there is no Gadadhar. Because by then, Radharani's mood has peaked up. Krishna has learnt the intricacies of Radha Bhava. So now Gadadhar Pandit can take a distance and just enjoy the show. But initially, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Krishna is trying to take the mood of Radharani and learn what it seems to be a devotee, what are the intricacies, the elements of being a devotee, Gadadhar Pandit is always there next, prompting. Like, do like this, chant like this, you will feel ecstasy. Achha, okay. And then chanting and then ecstasy. Because Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani, she knows. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes for two purposes. There are many reasons. I'll leave that for Srinivasacharya Prabhu to explain at a later date. But in the limited time that we have, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes for two purposes. One, to personally taste what it seems to be a devotee. Because God is always accepting our worship. Sahasra Shirasha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva Atyatishtat Dashangulam Purusha Evedam Sarvam Purusha Sukta. Vishnu or Krishna is always accepting all of this. He's accepting our agarbatis. He's accepting our Panchamukhi ghee lamp. He's accepting our flower garland. He's accepting the cooking. He's the karma-free transformation machine. You give the bhoga, you get plate of prasad. Krishna as the deity. You have the bhoga which is filled with all the karma and all the sins from all the different processes. And then you throw it into the machine, the karma purification transformation machine. And then Krishna standing there, tathastu. Put it inside and then plate of prasad comes. Just with a ring of a bell. That's pretty good. So Krishna is always accepting all this. But he wants to taste what it feels for me not to eat on the other side, but to cook and offer. I want to feel not what it feels to accept a garland, but to actually make a garland myself and offer it to Krishna. I want to know what is the inner impetus, the inner stimulant for devotees to serve me. There are people who want pleasure and they serve me, I give them the pleasure, then no longer do they come to me. They have problems. They take medicines. Naturopathy, allopathy, nothing works out, Tirupati. When nothing works out, they come to me, and when I solve their problem, no longer will they come back. But here are devotees like Radharani, who's coming and serving me, and in return I ask her, what do you want? She says, more service. This, Krishna cannot understand. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhutani cha bhavishyami mam tu vedana kaschana. Krishna is saying, I know the past, present and future of every living being. But that Krishna, who's so intelligent, who can speak 700 verses of Gita in 40 straight minutes, he has no prior experience of what it feels to swap places and actually become a devotee. Let me serve myself through the heart of Radharani and through the binoculars of her lovely vision to see what is her inner impetus. And not just that, one, I just don't have to taste that. Two, I even want to give it up to others. Because you and I cannot become Radharanis. We cannot take the mood of Radharani and serve Krishna and feel all the ecstasy. We can just be who we are. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so Krishna, the mood of Radharani and taste the spirit of devotion, but also wants to give it out far and wide to one and all, including all of us. And therefore, to fulfill these two purposes, he needs two agents. Gadadhar Pandit to help him taste, and Nityananda Prabhu to help him give it out. Because Krishna, he came to Srimati Radharani and said, I have decided to take your mood and become a devotee. Radharani said, if you take my mood, you will chant your names because I chant your names. So if you take my mood, you, Krishna, will chant your own names and you will have tears streaming down your eyes. And your head will stand on end. And your voice will choke with a lump in the throat. Your body will shiver. And the color, there can be discoloration and go pale. And sometimes you may even fall unconscious. Sometimes you may froth from the mouth. All the different symptoms of ecstasy that the body is not able to handle the experience of divine love. She said, my body is used to all this. Your body is not used to because you have no experience. Therefore, if you want to take my mood, I'll give you an additional gift with it. I will cover your body with the complexion of my body so that with my heart and my mood, you feel ecstasy, and because it's covered by my body, everything is safe and sound. My body has prior experience. So in this mode, Shama Sundar and Vrindavan, he takes the inner mood of Radharani as a devotee and externally goes golden in the complexion of Radharani, and this is Sachinandan Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. But now the ecstasy is so overwhelming, so the exhilaration, the astonishment is so sky high that it's possible that in the mood of just tasting this fruit of divine love, he may totally forget to give it out. He may come down for these two purposes, but just keep chewing the mango of divine love, he may actually totally forget that there are others whom he has to share this fruit with. And therefore, Gadadhar Pandit comes and helps Krishna to taste that fruit and says, you continue tasting. Don't worry. And Nityananda Prabhu comes on the other side and says, you continue tasting. Whatever ecstasy you are feeling, I will feel in my heart and I will give it out. You don't worry.
Wow.
Master plan. Master plan to conquer and outfox Kali Yuga. Nityananda Prabhu is telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you go on tasting. Why? Who is Nityananda Prabhu? Balaram. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radha Krishna. Gadadhar Pandit, Radharani. Who is helping Krishna, like the director behind the curtain is saying, yes, do like this. Hey Baba, I know, you just follow instruction. Don't play your flute now, your flute is gone. First of all, you stand straight. Let's start from there. Krishna, you want to stand crooked, you want to look crooked, you want to glance crooked, you want to speak crooked, and then in the Gita say, be straightforward. What is this? First of all, you stand straight. And give up your flute, give up your peacock feather. I will teach you what to do. Raise your arms up in the air and loudly chant, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As Krishna starts doing that, listening to the instruction from Gadadhar Pandit, who's Radharani, tears coming down to one drop, by the way. 5 streams of tears from each eye. Mahaprabhu's eyes wetting his cheeks completely. And when it's being drenched like this, like syringes, tears are coming out from the eyes. Krishna's thinking, what is this? Gadadhar Pandit says, shh, you don't understand, just go on. Aniyor, Aniyor. Then as this is happening, Nityananda Prabhu says, don't worry, my Lord. Premarasa niryas korite aswadan, ragmar bhakti loke korite pracharan. You have come for 2 purposes. to relish the fruit and to give the fruit. You just relish. Be with Gadadhar and relish. I will give it out. 3 done. Now, to invite these 2 lords down, who don't come without invitation, you need Advaita Acharya. So Advaita Acharya is in the mood of Sadashiva. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha Krishna, Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani, Nityananda Prabhu is Balaram, and Advaita Acharya is in the mood of Lord Sadashiva. So he is inviting 2 lords, and on his invitation, the sun of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the moon of Nityananda Prabhu are rising in the dark sky of Kali with this master plan of not just Krishna fulfilling his inner desire, yet at the same time embracing all of us in extending that love of Radharani to one and all. And then, just to prove in a scientific process that everything is working properly, you need an example. So Srivastava. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming to taste, Gadadhar Pandit is helping, Nityananda Prabhu is giving out, Advaita Acharya is inviting, and the fact that the process works, the example is Srivastava, who's Narad Muni. So these are 5 personalities. Just an introduction. This is Panchatattva 101 class. Now Nityananda Prabhu, he appeared in a place called Ekachakra. What was the name of his appearance place? Ekachakra. This is very significant. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is compared to what? The moon, right? The sun. And according to astrological calculation, the sun, Surya Dev, moves on a very big chariot. And this chariot moves on many small wheels, but ahead, in the front side of the chariot, it has a big wheel. Can somebody just repeat what I said?
So this chariot moves on small wheels and in front it has a huge.
Right. This is the chariot of Surya Dev. Surya Dev moves on a big, massive chariot with small wheels, but the front side, that one big wheel, and one big wheel in Sanskrit is Eka Chakra. So he who is the big wheel in the chariot of the sunlight Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nitai. And therefore his place of appearance is called Eka Chakra, one big wheel. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the ocean. But for us to get his mercy, we have to go through Nityananda Prabhu, because Nityananda Prabhu is his marketing manager. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so busy in his closet, enjoying, relishing, that it is Nityananda Prabhu who does all the publicity and sends out the holy name. So if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the ocean, we are somewhere in the city, we have no access to the ocean. But it is Nityananda Prabhu who gets all that water from there, purifies all the salt, and runs it through the pipes and gets it at the tap in our house. Nitaera karuna hobe, braje radha krishna pave. If anybody worships Nityananda Prabhu, they will get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If anybody catches Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are actually called Radha and Krishna. But if somebody doesn't get Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, He no Nitai bine bhai, Radha Krishna paite nai, Druda kori dhara Nitai pai. If somebody wants Radha Krishna, they must approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If somebody wants Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have to approach Nityananda Prabhu. No Nitai, N-O Nitai, no Radha Krishna, N-O. But K-N-O-W Nitai, K-N-O-W Radha Krishna. So that's a t-shirt in itself. No Nitai, no Radha Krishna, K-N-O-W, no Nitai, no Radha Krishna. As I'm saying all this, I just want to give one last example before I wrap up. As usual, I always have a fight with the wall clock. We are never on the same side. But Nitai is so merciful. Sankarashana karanato yashai garbhodashai payodhishai sheshascha yasyamscha kalasa nityanandakhi rama sharanam mamastu. Nityananda Prabhu is that original Balaram from whom unlimited Mahavishnus manifest. Unlimited Mahavishnus. And these Mahavishnus, Karanodakashai Vishnu, glances, creates universes out of his breathing, out of his pores. Garbhodakashai Vishnu creates Brahma, who creates everything else. Kshirodakashai Vishnu enters every atom of this universe, enters everybody's heart as Paramatma. But they are all simply one fragment of a portion coming from Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is the root of all Ananta Shesh. It's described in the scriptures. Ananta Shesh on his hoods carries planets. And he never feels dizzy. It's like as light as holding a mustard seed on our head. It's not even seen. If you have hair. Nityananda Prabhu. And he is so powerful, holding universes in which you and I are simply a fragment. So what is our comparison? Who are we in comparison to Nityananda Prabhu? We are living in one of the planets, as one of the insignificant corner jivas, in one of the universes held on the top of one of the hoods of Anantashesh, who's one of the portion of Nityananda Prabhu. If he wants, he can just burn us into ashes just for not chanting Krishna now. Or he can just go like, and then we're finished. You see people who play soccer, they head. So Anantashesh can just do that. And then we are like, somewhere. But the root of all creation, Nityananda Prabhu, comes to us, insignificant jivas, knocking at the door. And the living beings are opening the door. And Nityananda Prabhu says, please chant the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Please chant the name of Krishna. What will I get? If you chant the name of Krishna, I, Nitai, promise to sell myself as an eternal slave at your lotus feet. I'll be like a dog standing outside your house. Whatever you want me to do, I will do. Forever. If you just chant once. And some just slam the door. Some push him out. Some pelt stones. And Nitai is again knocking and saying, please accept my cry. I'm crying out for your mercy. Now, who's showering mercy on whom? But the Lord of all lords comes to insignificant jivas and doesn't order them, begs them. Please chant. If you chant, you will be free from all your sins. If you chant, you will be happy. And added a bonus, without conditions applied. I sell myself to you as your slave. God is saying that. Preme Matta Nityananda. Who is this Nitai? He is intoxicated in divine love. Please repeat. Preme Matta Nityananda. Preme Matta Nityananda. Kripa Avatar. Kripa Avatar. Uttama Adama Kichu. Uttama Adama Kichu. Na kare vichar. Na kare vichar. Jai aage pade tar karo uddhar. Jai aage pade tar karo uddhar. Who is this Nitai? Preme Matta. He is intoxicated with divine love. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is tasting. Krishna is tasting the mood of Radharani. And that has been reflected like a crystal. You keep a rose in front of a crystal and the crystal starts to shiny pink or reddish complexion. It's a transparent, effulgent crystal. But depending on what you place next, the color of the crystal changes. Similarly, Nitai's heart is a crystal. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, whose heart has become completely drenched with divine love. And just being kept next to the crystal of Nitai's heart. Nitai's heart is now ecstatic, effulgent with the experiences of that love. And he's drunk completely in that divine ecstasy. When you go to a rich man and you ask him for the PIN or the ATM or the passcode or all of these bank information, he will never give you. Just invite him over across the table for drinks. And after about 2 hours, ask him, or probably even without you asking him, he will give you. And sometimes he may just go onto the street and give it to people who don't even ask him. Similarly, Krishna is a very rich man. He's the Lord of everything. Bhoktaram yajñatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. He's sarvaloka maheshwaram. So he will never give us bhakti. He will never give us bhakti. Because bhakti controls him. Why will a rich man give the secrets of his bank account? He will never give. But that Krishna, when he sits across the table, in the drink of divine love, actual intoxication, not alcohol, actual intoxication of loving experience. When he gets drunk, he goes onto the street and without you asking him, he goes out and gives you the key of his closet. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But just in case if he forgets to do that, Nitai is there to remind him. Then you forgot to give the key on the street. Well, you continue drinking, I will give it. So Preme Matta Nityananda, this Nityananda is ready to give Nitya Ananda. To whom? To all of us. Nitya Manda. We are eternally foolish. Why? Because we are aspiring not for Nityananda, but for Mithyananda. False happiness. This Nityananda Prabhu is coming to give eternal happiness with both his hands. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sometimes stands like this with the other hand closed. Meaning, if you follow my instructions, I will give you divine love, but that's hidden at the moment. If you follow, I will open it up. But if you see Nityananda Prabhu, he stands like this. Come, plunder me. I'm not having any rules, regulations, qualification, disqualification, no eligibility. Just come. Shraddhavan Janahe. If you have faith in me, come and plunder me. With both my hands, I'm ready to give you the experience that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is having. Preme Matta Nityananda Kripa Avatar. He is an incarnation of mercy. Uttama Adama Kichu na kare vichar. No consideration of whether somebody has done bhajan or not done bhajan, deserves or not deserves. Anyone who approaches him, Nitai. Je aage bade tar kare uddhar. Anyone who falls in front of Nitai and says, can you consider? Uplifts him. Now we all know gravity, right? Fall in the air, what happens? Nitai has the opposite policy. Anyone who falls in consciousness, Nitai uplifts him. You throw a ball in the air, gravity pulls down, but Nitai, anyone who drops down in consciousness, Nitai pulls him up. Nama Nityananda Tumi Rupa Nityananda. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, everything about you is just emanating happiness. So he's as soothing as the moon. When Jagai and Madai, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, we know, but I just want to touch one aspect of Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. Jagai and Madai hit a half-broken mud liquor pot on the head of Nityananda Prabhu. Now our body, the so-called beautiful body, is actually a skeleton. And then in the middle, there's the sandwich of the other very beautiful things that we are aware of. Stool, urine, mucus, blood, bones, flesh, all of that. And then very wonderfully packaged. The age of packaging by the skin. And that's what we call as beauty. But Nityananda Prabhu's body doesn't have stool, urine, mucus, sweat, blood. So when Jagai and Madai hit that pot, how did Nitai bleed? Heard the story of Jagai and Madai? Two drunkards who threw the pot of liquor on Nityananda Prabhu just because Nityananda Prabhu beseeched them to chant the holy name. Where did blood come from? Nitai's body doesn't have blood. He's Satchit Ananda. He's just filled with happiness. Blood is a material element. Where did the blood come from? Nitai, on that moment, started thinking, these two drunkards will never come and meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They will never come and meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to come and meet them. And for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come and meet them, something should happen to me. If the news spreads that I'm in danger, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will suspend everything and come here. So just to save Jagai and Madhai, who slammed a half-broken mud liquor pot on the forehead of Nityananda Prabhu, to save those two intoxicated drunkards, Nitai actually had blood oozing through his forehead. Although his body is not made out of blood, he caused blood to flow through his forehead, only so that the news will spread to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Nitai is bleeding. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gets to know that Nitai is bleeding, he will suspend everything and come here. And when he comes here, he will be face to face with Jagai and Madhai. Then Jagai and Madhai will be uplifted. Now in this world, even if somebody doesn't slam a liquor pot on our head, we don't think of doing good to them anyway. Yes? We don't. We sometimes think if they come to me, I will throw the liquor pot. I will drink liquor from them and the pot I will throw on them. Even better. But that's not how a devotee behaves. Tiraskrita vipralabdha shapta kshipta hata api Nasya tat pratikurvanti tad bhakta prabhavopi. The Srimad Bhagavatam describes what is the nature of pure devotees. Tiraskrita, meaning tiraskar karna, insult karna, to criticize. Tiraskrita, if devotees are criticized, vipralabdha, cheated, Shapta, cursed, Kshipta, ignored, Hata api, even on the verge of being killed. What are the five? Tiraskrita, insult, Vipralabdha, cheated, Shapta, Shapdena, curse, Kshipta, to neglect or ignore, Hata, killed. Krishna is saying, pure Vaishnavas are such that even if they're pushed to any of these five places, nasyatat pratikurvanti, they cannot even think of retaliation. What to speak of doing it? Krishna is asked, what is the potency of your pure devotees? Krishna says, Tiraskrita vipralabdha shapta kshipta hatapi nasyatat pratikurvanti tad bhakta prabhavopi. The power of my devotees is that even when they are pushed to any of these five domains, forget about doing, they don't even think of retaliation. Not everybody can do that, Krishna. Outside world means, in Mumbai, you get into a local train and somebody just steps, or accidentally you step your feet on somebody's lotus feet. You hear all the Vyas Puja offerings. They may get the cake also. Instead of cutting the cake, they will cut you. You can hear. One man was traveling in a local train. Shot there. Mumbai local. So he got in and a 7.5-footer placed his feet on this guy's feet. So this guy got wild. He said, "Hey! He went like this and then he saw. Huh? Did you stamp on my feet on purpose or just as a joke? On purpose. Ha, then okay, I don't like jokes anyway. So in this world, if somebody does something bad to us, forget about doing bad. Even if somebody thinks of doing good to us, we have our opposition. But here, Jagai and Madai throw the pot to kill Nitai, Tiraskrita, to criticize him, Vipralabdha. They are cheating him because he's coming with an offer and they don't want to take. They are almost killing him, ignoring him. And here is Nitai bleeding, although it's not his nature. He's bleeding to get Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the scene, and so that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and Jagai and Madai will be uplifted. In this way, Nityananda Prabhu is very, very merciful. Lochan Das Thakur says, Lochan bole mora Nitai, please repeat.
Lochan bole mora Nitai.
Jeva na bhajilo. Janiya shuniya shei. Atma ghati hoilo. He's saying anyone who doesn't worship Nitai, my Nitai in this human form of life, who's Balaram, oh, he's just drinking a pot of poison. He's just killing himself. He's committing spiritual suicide. Nitai Gaura Nam Anandera Dham Je Jana Nahilai Tara Yamarai Dhore Lai Jai Narake Dubai Tai Narake Dubai Tai. What does he say? Lochan Das Thakur is saying Nitai Gaura Nam, the names of Chaitanya and Nityananda, the names of Krishna and Balaram, Anande Radham are abode of happiness. Jai Jana Nahilai. And those people who don't chant the names of Nitai and Chaitanya, Tara Yamarai, Dhore Loe Jai, Narake Dubai Tai, Narake Dubai Tai. So who wants to translate?
Don't chant the names of the Lord.
Narak means hell.
Yes. So Yamaraj comes and
Takes them to Nara.
Yes, you get red carpet entry. With flowers. You know, Bakri first gets the grass and then. So, those who don't take this mercy of Chaitanya and Nityananda in their life seriously, human life, vyartha. Sheshambandha nahi jar, britha janma gelota. Sei pashu bada duracha. Those who don't contact Nitai and Chaitanya, those who don't chant the names of Nitai and Chaitanya, those who don't hear about Nitai and Chaitanya, those who don't worship Nitai and Chaitanya, those who don't read Chaitanya Bhagavat every day, those who don't hear Chaitanya Bhagavat every day, those who don't take association of devotees of Chaitanya and Nityananda, Yamaraj is going to catch all of them. Therefore, even when we want to study Bhagavatam, Yaha Bhagavata Paro Vaishnavera Sthane Ekanta Ashraya Karo Chaitanya Charane. One should take shelter of a devotee who is completely sheltered at the lotus feet of Chaitanya. So in this way, very soon we are going to celebrate the appearance of that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So let us take this strong resolve. Even if you give up the worship of Krishna, no problem. I'm making a very strong statement here. Even if you completely give up the worship of Krishna, no problem. Why? Because Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj says, when you are in the kingdom, worship that king. If you are in the kingdom of Treta, worship Ramchandra. If you are in the kingdom of Gopal, worship Krishna. But if you are in the kingdom of Kali Yuga, worship the king. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai! If you worship Krishna, there may be offenses. Yes. Holy name, 10 offenses. Holy abode, 10 offenses. Worship Radha Krishna deity, 32 offenses. And we have no defenses to that. Krishna Nama kori aparadha vichar. Krishna Nam considers aparad. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please repeat. Gauranam,
Gauranam,
Gauradham,
Gauradham,
Gaura Rupa Gun,
Gaura Rupa Gun,
Aparadha nahi mani tarite nipun.
Aparadha nahi mani tarite nipun.
Gauranam, names of Gauranga. Gauradham, the abode of Gauranga. Gaura Rupa, deities of Gauranga and Nityananda. And Gauranga Gun, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Aparadha nahi mani. We could be whoever, however, whenever, wherever. No offenses are considered because they know who we are. Let us be very honest. Ramchandra sees us from Treta Yuga standpoint. Krishna sees us from Dwapara Yuga standpoint. But Kali Yuga, our divine lords, the sun and moon, Chaitanya and Nityananda say, "Arey tu aa jai taraf." I understand. Job करके घर आने में मुश्किल हो जाती. Come, I understand what is happening in your life. Aparadha nahi mani. They don't just not consider offenses. Tarite nipun. They are expert deliverers for those in the age of Kali. So therefore, let us make this firm resolve to worship the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu every day. And how do we worship? We hear Chaitanya Bhagavat. We read Chaitanya Bhagavat. We serve Gauranga and Nityananda. We chant the names of Gauranga and Nityananda. We worship Gauranga and Nityananda. We discuss about Gauranga and Nityananda. And then when we go for street Harinam, we say, "Can you say Gauranga?" In this mode, let us inspire each other and give our life and soul at the lotus feet of Avaduta Shiromani, Ekachakra Dhameshwar Nityananda Prabhu, and Paramadayala Prema Purushottama Shachinandana Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Gaura Prema.